Hello and welcome back to another video by yours truly. Today's video is going to be about the Casio W217H, and as you can see from the title of the video, I believe that this watch is the F91W for most grown men out there. So let's pretend to be going through an unboxing experience here. We have the typical box that you see in North America. I am in Canada, so probably in US and Canada and maybe Mexico, you have this box right here. I know in Europe you have a different box than us, so a lot of people that are in Europe and other areas comment on my videos saying that, well, how come I don't have this box? It's just I think it is probably dependent on the area you're in. Of course, we have the reference number as well as the module number right here on the barcode. We also have a nice display case. The watch comes wrapped in this paper thing right here, as well as having the manual in the display. The F91W, even though it is a cult classic, every influencer on YouTube, watch influencer on YouTube is telling you that you should get an F91W. You must have an F91W in your watch collection. I got influenced by those watch influencers and I bought some F91Ws, not just one, but not two, but three F91Ws. I had given one away and sold two of them because they just stay in the watch box and I've never worn them. Why? Mostly because the F91W is a little bit small and that blue hue, that blue line around the watch just looks very gives it a boy toy vibe. Not a boy toy vibe. A toy for a boy vibe, not a boy toy vibe. That is a whole different thing. Anyways, we have the W217H with a 3454 module right here. Dimensions, I'll put them up on the screen right here. The official case dimensions on Casio's website is 41.5 millimeters. I measure with my calipers. 41.5 is the measure of the crown to crown. Well, not crown, more like a pusher to pusher a distance, but if you measure just the case, it is around 38 millimeters. So this watch wears more like a 38 millimeter than a 41 millimeter. The 41 is from pusher to pusher. So on most wrists, if you don't have a tiny 6-inch or 6.25-inch wrist, it will wear very nicely on most men's wrists. Whereas the F91W with its 35 millimeter case just looks a little bit too small for modern dimensions. Here I have it on my 6.5-inch wrist. Let me put it on to show you guys. Here it is on my 6.5-inch wrist. Looks really nice, very gorgeous, very modern. Also with the yellow color right here, looks more mature than that boy toy blue that I talked about earlier. It looks more mature. It kind of looks like one of those 80s F1 cars with the cigarette company's logo on it. I'll put an image on the screen to show you what I mean. So it looks very retro, very nice. Also looks more more like a men's watch than a toy watch like the F91W. So let's go through the features of this watch. We have, of course, the same features as the F91W, but the buttons have changed places. The 12 to 24 hour button timer is here right now. You can change the watch from 12-hour time to 24-hour time. On the F91W, the button was here, so oftentimes people would wear the watch and accidentally, press this button by, moving the wrist, and it will shift the time into 24-hour versus 12-hour time. So instead, the light button is right here. And we also have an illuminator light versus the crappy LED light from the F91W. And as you can see, it lights up the dial super nicely, super clear. Even in this bright day, you can see the light. It really lights it up, the whole dial, very nicely. Let's go through all the modes of this watch. We have, of course, the timekeeping mode with the day and the date, as well as the time. There's an alarm function right here, as well as an hourly chime. I actually use the hourly chime at work. I have a very boring job, very tedious, a grind of a job, and by opening the hourly chime, it really it's something to look forward to every hour. Let's say before just every time it does the beep beep, it's just 1 hour closer to going back home and relaxing and sleeping. So it's a very nice feature to have for me. I suggest if you have one of these Casio watches with the hourly chime functionality to turn it on if you have a boring ass job just like me. So we're gonna turn that off. The next one is, of course, the stopwatch. Here we have start, stop, and reset. So all the functionalities you can possibly need, date, time, alarm, hourly chime, and stopwatch. One thing that I really appreciate with the W217 is how big the numerals are. Here is a bigger watch, the Casio G-Shock GWM 5610, and here is all the W217H. As you can see, the letters, not the letters, the numerals are much bigger on this one than this one. And for an aging man like myself that are starting to like have trouble like reading, you know, stuff that are a little far away or closer, I really appreciate that this has bigger numerals than this one. So if you like the retro vibes of the F91W and it is a little bit too small for you, highly suggest you go check this watch out. It is bigger, better, has a better light, and also I forgot to mention, it has 50 meters of water resistance compared to the 30 meters of the F91W. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.